The Cheekleader palettes from Benefit were actually a February 2019 release. I know, 2 whole months late. For some reason or the other, I don't really, buy the latest product right away. I take my own sweet time. I look at other reviews. I think about it quite a bit. I mean, yes, this coming from an impulsive shopper. It may sound rather surprising, but it is actually true. I mean, the very latest products, you don't really see. I mean, you may see reviews of products that were launched about a month ago or even 2 months ago. Not 4 or 5 months ago, definitely. But, not the very same week or even the very next week. That's how it is for me. I mean, I take my time. I want to think and decide if I really want it. And the reason I was in 2 minds about the Cheekleader palettes was because I already had the Benefit Blush Bar. And this is a holiday release. And again, it contained 5 of the box of powders: Hoola, Rocketeer, Gold Rush, California, and Dandelion. So because I already owned this, I was thinking, do I need the Cheekleaders palette? I mean, it's got, the pink version has got California and Dandelion and Hoola, with just 2 products, Tickle and Dulles, being new. And the Bronze Squad edition had Hoola and Gold Rush, with only, California, Dandelion, and Rocketeer being replaced by 3 other powders. So I was thinking, do I need it? I already got this. So I decided to get the Bronze Squad rather than the pink one, because, 3 new products, whereas the pink edition only had 2 new products. So these are €65, $60, £52 each. Yeah, and they're worth more than $150 or €170. Everything in here, all the 5 powders are full size, so you get exactly the same quantity of product that you get in the regular Benefit box of powders. And these are bronze, blush, and highlight palettes, which contain everything you need for contouring, for highlighting, for sculpting, for shaping, and for blush. So let's talk about the one that I got, that is Bronze Squad. You can see that it is practically the exact same packaging, with only the difference in design to be seen as the blush bar. The same size, same concept. So inside the blush bar, as I told you, you have California, Gold Rush, Dandelion, Hoola, and Rocketeer. So that's a blush bar. We'll put that away and we'll come back to that in a bit. Now, the Bronze Squad, the Cheekleaders palette, same magnetic closure as the original and same shade brush. I don't like this brush. So this contains Gold Rush, Cookie, a new highlighter, Hoola Caramel, Hoola, and Coralista. And the pink squad contains Dandelion, Dulles, California, Tickle, and Hoola Tickle being the highlighter. Now, the highlighters for both these Cheekleaders palettes are new, and they're exclusive to these. You don't find them as individual box of powders. I have no idea why. I have no idea if Benefit intends to bring these out as individual products. I mean, I hope they do, because the highlighters are very, very, very good. I mean, I haven't been this happy about a highlighter in quite a while. Now, another interesting product in here is the Hoola Caramel. Recently, Benefit launched 2 new Hoola products. You already know there's a Hoola and a Hoola Light. Hoola Light is more of an all-over face powder on me, on my skin tone. So you want to know my skin tone, think Hoola Light. So I don't really use Hoola Light. I have a sample that I got in an advent calendar somewhere, and I think it was the ASOS advent calendar. But you can see that here. I'll also link that up in the description box. So I don't really use Hoola Light. Hoola is a decent bronzer and contour on me. What I love the most is that it is entirely matte, no shine about it. I mean, I don't know, shiny, shimmery, glittery products on my oily, acne scar-filled, pore-filled, textured skin is a bad idea. So I try to avoid, those sort of products on my face, and I prefer matte face powders and makeup. Because, anyway, the oil on my face will make me glowing and illuminated by itself in an hour or 2. So, Hoola Caramel is a recent launch from Benefit, along with Hoola Toasted. These are deeper versions of the famous Hoola bronzer. I'll just swatch all 3 for you. The original Hoola first. So that one is the original Hoola. And now we have Hoola Caramel, which is deeper. and warmer. So that's Hoola Caramel. And then we have Hoola Toasted, which doesn't come in any of these palettes. I bought it as an individual box of powders. So all this was part of my birthday haul that I made on April 14th, which happens to be my birthday. So that one is Hoola Toasted. Now on me, on a normal basis, I like Hoola itself, but if I want greater depth and definition, which I sometimes do, I prefer Hoola Caramel. I like, layering caramel above the original Hoola for, a bit more depth, and that is if I want a proper contour and that, sculpted look. For that, caramel would be a good choice if you are South Asian, Latino, sort of medium tan, warm, olive hued. And deeper than that, Toasted is a great choice. I actually like using Toasted for contouring as well if I want, one of those Instagram contours. If I don't want an Instagram contour, I can stick to Caramel or Hoola. Either's fine. I mean, the problem with Hoola is that I have to layer quite a bit of it. With Caramel, I only need the barest amount. I don't contour my nose. My nose is snub. Upturned, and contouring my nose will make it disappear altogether. Nor do I apply bronzer on the peripheral parts of my face either, because I have a fringe, and bronzer will just be overkill. I already get all the shadow I need from my fringe. So I'm going to go in with Hoola here, and if I think I need more depth, I will be using Hoola Caramel, but I don't think that's very likely. This is the Mouffet straight and wavy brush. So I'll start at the tops of my ears and bring it down like that. I don't think I'll go in for caramel. I think this is enough depth. Oh my god, that's way too much. So I don't think I'll go in with caramel. Just blend that a bit. And now to repeat that on the other side. So it's better to take very, very minimal quantities of bronzer or contour powder at first, and you can build it up if you feel that that isn't enough. But that's better than, applying too much and then taking it all off. So for blush, I'm going to go in with Coralister, and then we'll highlight with Cookie. I always notice that blush is more evident on the right side of my face than the left. I've never quite understood why that is. So let's drop that a bit with the Gold Rush. So Gold Rush normally has a spray, as I said, but I've removed it on purpose. So the problem with Coralister is that it has a bit of a gold sheen to it, which I don't really love. Right, highlighter. This is a Tarte brush that I got from holiday set a couple of years ago. It's my favorite highlighter brush because it deposits very, very minimal quantities of highlighter. So we're going to go in with Cookie now. So watch what it does. And it's a softest brush. It's a softest brush. So it's very, very, very gentle on the skin. So I don't know if Tarte sells this individually now, this brush, but if they do, I highly recommend it for highlighter. It's very, very, very gentle. So I try not to use too much highlighter because I already have a greasy face and you don't want, too much oil. So now I'm just going to define those edges. Like this, with some setting powder. That's it. So this is just the amount of shadow, the amount of warmth that I want, not more than this. Now, one thing that you need to know is that because all of these are full-size and because you're paying just £52, $60 for these, you're actually paying the cost of 2 full-size box of powders. 3 of these come free. You're paying for 2, you're getting the other 2 free. So these are great bargain sets If you don't have a blush palette, blush highlight contour palette, if you're looking for a decent contouring, bronzing, highlighting, all in one kit for travel or whatever, or if you don't have too many of the box of powders, you know, just one or two, maybe Coralista and Hoola alone, then great bargain here, great deal, massive savings to be had. You're getting 3 boxes of powders free, you're paying only for 2. And everything is full-sized. So I've just shown you the Hoola bronzers, Hoola Caramel and Hoola Toasted. I wish I could have swatched Hoola Light as well. I think my sample is somewhere in one of my purses as an all-over city powder. We'll just swatch the bronze squad very quickly. Now, Gold Rush normally has an overspray on it. Confession, I painstakingly removed the gold spray from Gold Rush. I don't like the gold spray, honestly. So I'll just swatch all of these for you. Gold Rush. There's still quite a bit of gold left. It should probably go away in time. Cookie is next. It's a lovely little highlighter. That's Cookie. Oh my god. Now, heavy swatch here. I'll just blend that a bit. No, not the swatch. I'll apply it separately. Blend it. Patch. So this part is blended out. And that's the whole swatch. And then there's Hoola Caramel. That's this one. And Hoola itself. And then there's Coralista, which I think I'll swatch above Gold Rush, because we're running out of space. I want to swatch the blush bar for you as well. Oh, hang on, let me just find a piece of tissue. My fingertips need wiping. So that's Coralista, Gold Rush, and Cookie. And then you have Hoola and Hoola Caramel. Hoola Toasted as an extra. It's not in any of these palettes. Now we'll do the blush bar. So I'm obviously not going to swatch the Hoola powder or Gold Rush. I really don't want to swatch California because of that gorgeous overspray pattern that's going to disappear. The only 2 that need to be done are Dandelion and Rocketeer, and California, obviously. So I'll swatch California next to Coralista, so you can see the difference. California is much brighter and is deeper and is warmer. So this is California and this is Coralista. So that's only a light swatch that I've done of California because I don't want to destroy that overspray. Next we'll do, hang on, let me just wipe my fingers. So next we'll do Dandelion, which is not a very pretty blush on me because it's kind of ashy on my skin tone for whatever reason. So this is Dandelion. Ashy, not a good blush on me. And finally we have Rocketeer. So that one is Rocketeer. So I didn't really see, too much in common between the blush bar and the Bronze Squad Cheekleaders palette. Because, Hoola Caramel is new, Cookie is exclusive to this. There's also, 2 Cheekleaders Mini palettes which contain Cookie and Tickle, the 2 new highlighters. Apart from that, you don't find those 2 highlighters as individual box of powders or, elsewhere. If you want the Benefit highlighters, you're going to have to buy either the Cheekleaders Mini palettes, which I don't have, or the original Cheekleaders, the larger palettes, the ones that launched for spring 2019. I use up a lot of Hoola anyway, so I'm glad to have that in the blush bar as well as in the Bronze Squad. Gold Rush is the other one that we have in common, and what I've done is I've retained the overspray for Gold Rush in the original blush bar and taken away the gold overspray from the Bronze Squad Cheekleaders palette. So I use the one in the Cheekleaders palette. This is actually a very good travel blush bronzer highlight contour palette because it contains everything. Highlighter. Cookie is a gorgeous highlighter that highlighter fans will adore. And it looks decent on my skin tone, as you can see. Not blinding, not insane. Bronzer. Deeper contour. if necessary. And it's got a peachy coral blush, Coralister. And if you prefer pinky blushes over corally, peachy, orangey blushes, there's also Gold Rush. As you can see, I've removed the overspray. Even so, it has a bit of gold shimmer to it. So which do I like better, the Cheekleaders palette or the blush bar? Easy, Cheekleaders, because it has the highlighter, which I love. It has the new Hoola Caramel. And, you know, I can live with just these products. And best of all, Coralister does not have an overspray. The problem with California is that I don't want to touch it. It is so pretty, I don't want to use it at all. It just has Hoola for contouring. No two options in here. Dandelion is not a blush that I can use on my skin tone. As you can see, that is going to look ashy on my skin tone, and it does. So in the blush bar, I can use 3 or 4 products, not this one. Whereas in the bronze squad, the Cheekleaders palette, I can use everything. So definitely I prefer the Cheekleaders palette. I highly recommend these. So where to buy these worldwide, I will link in the description box below. Do you have a favorite blush, bronzer, highlighter, contour palette? If so, which is it? I would love to know. If you are looking for a new one, I highly recommend this. If you're a fan of Benefit box of powders, you love this. Great savings to be had. You pay for 2, you get 5. So you're not paying for 3 essentially, and all of these are full-sized. So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up, and please do hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell, and I'll speak to you soon.